Hey guys, so week 6 we are on to the nervous system. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. You may have noticed I posted 2 announcements today. One regarding the climate survey assessment. If you could click on that link and complete it and follow the instructions for getting extra credit, that'll get you 5 points on your next assignment. Whether it be homework or test, wherever you might need it. Also, I posted an announcement about what's due tonight, which is Saturday, for week 5. I see that a lot of you haven't started it, and yes, my announcement is a little angry because I'm starting to get a little frustrated. I want you guys to complete your work on time well in advance of the deadline, otherwise you risk running into technical difficulties or just not having enough time to complete the work. So if that applies to you for week 6, 7, and 8, maybe think about doing your work a little earlier if you can. So on to chapter 5, the nervous system. Starting on slide 4 of the PowerPoint, the nervous system is divided into 2 parts, the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system consists of the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system is made up of cranial nerves and spinal nerves that come off of the central nervous system. The peripheral nervous system itself is divided into 2 divisions, and that is the somatic and the visceral division. So, with the somatic and visceral division, the somatic division is, the peripheral nervous system was what we're going to focus on over the next chapter, and it is composed of cranial nerves and spinal nerves, and as well as the somatic nervous system is as well. The visceral nervous system is also referred to as the autonomic nervous system. We've talked about this a little bit already, the fight or flight part of our body, and of course the rest or digest. So the autonomic nervous system is composed of nerves that travel to smooth and cardiac muscle. These muscle tissues are autorhythmic, which means they can initiate their own contractions. It plays a role in the activity of organs. It can decrease the activity or increase the activity to maintain homeostasis. There are 2 divisions of the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic. Organs generally receive a nerve from each division, and this is referred to as dual autonomic innervation. So sympathetic is our fight or flight, and parasympathetic is our rest and digest. Just keep that in mind. So the parasympathetic division, those nerves originate from the brain, and it's more active during rest and restoration of body energy stores. So it controls bodily functions such as digestion and elimination of waste products. And the main pharmacological difference between the 2 divisions there, between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic, is the neurotransmitter that is released from the nerve endings of each division. For the parasympathetic system, the neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, and nerves that release acetylcholine are referred to as cholinergic. For the sympathetic nervous system, nerves release epinephrine or norepinephrine, and those nerves are referred to as adrenergic. So if we are on slide 10, we're looking at that chart there, and it's got the effects of sympathetic and parasympathetic stimulation, and that'll kind of give you an idea of what each of those systems are responsible for. Okay, so back to our cholinergic and adrenergic nerves. So cholinergic, acetylcholine binds to and stimulates cholinergic receptors, while norepinephrine and epinephrine bind to and stimulate adrenergic receptors. The parasympathetic division, or the one operating with acetylcholine, has 2 main types of receptors, muscarinic and nicotinic. In the adrenergic system, or the sympathetic nervous system as we might call it, the adrenergic receptors are divided into alpha and beta receptors. Alpha 1 receptor stimulation causes smooth muscle contraction. Beta 1 receptor stimulation increases heart rate and force of contraction. Beta 2 receptor stimulation produces a relaxation of smooth muscle, especially within the bronchioles. That finishes up chapter 5. This is a super short chapter just to give you sort of a reminder and overview of how the peripheral nervous system is divided. And look for the next video for chapter 6.